Now this smartphone here really surprised me. This here is the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo. And initially when I bought this for review, I was kind of skeptical because in this price range you have the CMF Phone 1, which to be honest is an amazing smartphone. And when I saw this with similar specs to the CMF Phone 1, I was thinking, can it be as good as the CMF Phone 1? And with lots of claims like 90 FPS gaming and all that stuff, my curiosity was even higher. And after using this for quite a long time, I think I have the right answer for you. And this long term review is going to be quite different. So, without wasting any precious time, let's begin. Now this long-term review is going to be quite different because this entire video I am going to be comparing the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo with the CMF Phone 1. And the main reason for that is because both are in the similar price range and both have nearly identical specs. And moreover, Realme has some bold claims about this smartphone, so it got me wondering why not compare both these smartphones. And with that said, this video will be split into 3 sections. Number 1 is going to be the similarities of the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo with the CMF Phone 1. The second category will be things that the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo does better than the CMF Phone 1. And the third section will be the things that the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo is not good at when compared to the CMF Phone 1. And with that said, let's start with the similarities. Now, when we talk about similarities, the first thing that comes to mind is performance, especially day-to-day performance. Now, the CMF Phone 1 has the Dimensity 7300, whereas the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo has the Dimensity 7300 Energy. Now, yes, there are few differences between both, but when it comes to day-to-day performance, both the smartphones are very snappy. Say browsing through the web or social media or anything that is just casual usage, both the smartphones can handle that without any issues. But there are definitely some differences when it comes to gaming, so we'll talk about that in some time. Next up, the battery life is very good on both these smartphones. Both have 5000 mAh batteries, and with the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo, I did literally such intensive tests and this smartphone fared very well. So even if you're a power user, you need not worry about battery life, and both the smartphones, the CMF and Realme, perform very well in terms of battery life. Now when it comes to the cameras, both the rear cameras are amazing. Now I've used 1 or 2 Realme smartphones previously, in the budget section, and the cameras were okay, decent, but not that mind-blowing. But when it comes to the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo, I was pretty much surprised with the rear camera performance. The dynamic range is great. I mean, it is absolutely good for the price. And when it comes to the pictures, these are definitely detailed. The colors are not oversaturated and properly represented. So overall, the picture quality is definitely great. And even when it comes to video, you can shoot 4K at 30 FPS and the video output is definitely good too. Now when it comes to the overall rear camera quality, be it photos or videos, I think this smartphone is pretty good for the price. And when you compare with the CMF Phone 1, I think these are more or less identical and the output is really good on both. But I do have a small gripe, and that is with the Realme Narzo, there is kind of a shutter lag, and after taking the photo, there is a small 1 second processing time. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind. But other than that, these are really good. Now the next best thing about this smartphone is definitely its display. A 6.67-inch OLED display. The colors are really good, punchy. Viewing content on this is definitely a delight. Now the CMF Phone 1 has AMOLED, this has OLED, but to be honest, comparing both, there is definitely not huge differences, and I think both are equally good. And the best part is both are high refresh rate, so even that is an advantage here. So overall, I really like the display of both these smartphones. And in fact, Realme is slightly brighter than the CMF Phone 1. And other than that, things like call quality, Wi-Fi connectivity, the internet connectivity, 5G, everything work fine in both these smartphones, so there's no issue for me here. And with that said, let's move on to the next category. So here are some things the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo does better than the CMF Phone 1. The first big thing is gaming performance. So when I saw Realme's claims of 90 FPS gaming on this smartphone, I was kind of skeptical. But after doing my gaming test, so links here, I was pretty shocked. You can actually game at 90 FPS in games like BGMI and Call of Duty, and for a 15,000 rupee smartphone to be able to do that, I have to say is incredible. There are not many phones that can do that in this price range, and in my usage the CMF Phone 1 definitely couldn't. And I think if you're someone who is into gaming but don't want to spend a lot of money and this is your budget, say below 20,000, I think this smartphone will definitely help you achieve a smooth and amazing gaming experience. Of course, day-to-day performance is definitely going to be similar, and even in CMF Phone 1 you can game at 60 FPS without any issues considering that you lower the settings, but here you can actually get 90 FPS. But remember, to do that you have to turn on GT mode, so make sure you turn on that and then start gaming. But I should also let you know that while you play at 90 FPS with the GT mode turned on, there'll be a little heat, a little warmth that you'll feel at the back of the smartphone, and I think it's because everything is pushed to its limits, the CPU, the GPU, so you might experience a little warmth, but it's not overheating, so you are good with that, but you will definitely experience a little heat. Now, the second thing that this does better, and I don't know why I put this second in this list, and that's the headphone jack. Now once I saw this had an headphone jack, I was very happy. Now I'm a person who still loves using wired headphones, and so when I saw that here I was excited. So if you're someone who still uses wired headphones or earphones, you will love this. Now when it comes to specifications, both the Narzo and the CMF Phone 1 have literally the same front camera specifications, but for some reason I preferred the front camera of the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo. The images are sharp, clean, and even the portrait mode shots are pretty good. Now when it comes to low light, of course there's some noise, but at this price range I really don't expect this to shatter any records, but other than that, I really love the front-facing camera. But when it comes to front-facing video, you are limited to only 1080p 30 fps, just like the CMF Phone 1. Really can't complain. Again, for a price, I mean, it's okay. The next best thing of the smartphone is definitely its build, the ergonomics. Now this smartphone is definitely lighter than the CMF Phone 1, but more than that, it has a very good shape, a very good design, which makes it comfortable to hold in your hand. Now I'm really not a huge fan of the in-hand feel of the CMF Phone 1, but I really love the in-hand feel of the Narzo 70 Turbo. Using it for long hours wasn't a problem. Gaming or even casual browsing wasn't any problem because it has slight curves at the back, which makes it very comfortable to hold in hand. And also contributing to this is its lighter weight. So if in-hand feel and comfort of holding a smartphone is very important to you, then I think the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo is the one for you. So I forgot to mention one thing. The speakers on the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo are way better than the speakers on the CMF Phone 1. And I'm shooting this with the Narzo 70 Turbo with the front-facing camera, so let me know how the quality is. And this is limited to only 1080p 30 fps. And finally, you have faster wired charging. Now it's not like the difference is huge. It's like 33 watts to 45 watts, but still that extra 15 watts will definitely be helpful for a quick charge. Now, despite having a lot of similarities with the CMF Phone 1 and certain things better than CMF Phone 1, the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo definitely has certain things, like very small things, not as good as the Phone 1. So the first one here is definitely Realme's custom skin. Now, I prefer the Nothing OS over the Realme skin because Nothing OS is simple yet feature packed but not overdone. Now, I'm not telling the Realme skin is bad, no. It has a genuinely useful set of features, but it is also a skin that comes preloaded with apps, bloatware and stuff like that. Of course, some apps you can uninstall, but some apps you can only disable, so you can't completely uninstall. So when you take a look at that, I prefer the Nothing OS over this. But if you're someone who loves splash of colors in your Android smartphone, and if you're someone who will use a lot of features provided by Realme, then you might love it. But in my opinion, the Nothing OS is so much better than Realme skin. The second thing is definitely the software updates. Now in my time using the CMF Phone 1, I got so many updates which fixed a lot of things and improved a lot of already good features. But with the Narzo 70 Turbo, I got only one update in all this time using it, and it really didn't fix much. I couldn't see any noticeable change. So let me tell you why software updates are very important. Now with the CMF Phone 1, initially the cameras weren't that great, but I got so many updates that it improved the overall camera experience, the picture quality and a lot of things. But in the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo, so when it comes to camera, there are certain things like shutter lag, and after the picture is taken there is some processing lag, Now, these are stuff that can be rectified, fixed via software updates. But in my time using this smartphone, I received only one update, and that also didn't fix these issues. So that is why software updates are very important. Now, this runs on Android 14. Now, I don't know how quickly this will get Android 15, so we'll have to wait and watch. So when it comes to the software updates, I think the CMF Phone 1 dominates this. But other than this, I really have no complaints with the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo. Now with that said, I think it's time for the conclusion. Which smartphone should you buy? The Realme Narzo 70 Turbo or the CMF Phone 1? And let me simplify it for you. Now, despite the smartphone having, very similar features, very similar specifications and certain things equally good in both, there still are certain set of features and certain set of things that will cater to certain people. So if you're someone who loves the near stock Android feel and don't want any bloatware, and you want software updates on time that actually improve your experience, and also if you want a slightly lower price, then go with the CMF Phone 1. But if gaming is high priority for you, you want a better selfie camera and faster charging and a much more comfortable and lighter smartphone to hold on to, then I think the Realme Narzo 70 Turbo is the one for you. Now, like I said, both these smartphones are very good, but there are certain things that each do better. So before buying, please take into consideration all these and make your decision. So hope you like this video. Thanks for watching, and this is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.